A very good afternoon. Thanks for clicking on to the European edition of the video. It's Saturday, the 10th of June, and it looks as if we are going to see a bit of a battle between high pressure to the southeast and low pressure to the northwest over the next week or so. Certainly, the GFS is indicating that we are going to see more in the way of systems providing a glancing blow to Ireland, the western side and northern side of the British Isles here. All the while, it's going to be warmer, sunnier, and drier across the southeastern half of the country. However, the CFSV2 weeklies indicates that high pressure is going to be a little bit more established over the UK. So there is a good deal of uncertainty as to the upcoming work week, as to just how much the high pressure or the low pressure dominates. Certainly, if the ridge is stronger, extending up over the UK, that is going to essentially shield us from any systems pushing Atlantic fronts further to the west and north, providing Scotland and places like Northern Ireland as well as Wales with more in the way of warm sunshine. But certainly the GFS is indicating that we are going to be near that area of low pressure, and therefore we're going to continue to see windier conditions, wetter conditions, and as a result of that, probably more cooler than what you would like to see. So, like I said, there's a good deal of uncertainty as to exactly how much the high or the low dominates, but there's certainly going to be a fight through the upcoming work week. As we go further out, though, the model does indicate more in the way of high pressure becoming much more dominant, low pressure a lot weaker than the high, and therefore we're going to have a spell of much drier, better weather. So, this is the upcoming week or the upcoming 7 day period. And you can see here the negative firmly to the west and the north, strong ridge of high pressure centered over southern parts of France. And like I say, there's going to be this fight, this battle between low to the northwest and high to the southeast. As we go further out, this is into the 8 to 10 day period, so this is out to the 17th through the 24th of June. You can see here that high pressure more established, centred over Scotland. Weaker, yes, but certainly this would be a lot better for the UK as a whole, and especially Scotland and Northern Ireland, where how often at this time of the year do we get the southeast of England enjoying 30-degree sunshine, but up here across Scotland, back across to Northern Ireland, we're in the cloud, the wind, and the rain, feeling downright raw indeed. Is all it happens all too often. And then as we go from the end of June into the first day or so of July, it looks as if the high pressure system is centered, according to the CFSV2, of course, centered over the Norwegian Sea, the northern part of the North Sea. Low pressure, very much the known factor in the overall setup here. A long way out, of course, but certainly interesting nonetheless. Looking at the precipitation, so this is the upcoming week. Once again, you can see here the precipitation anomaly here indicating very much what the GFS is indicating. So wetter than normal across the western side of Scotland, drier than normal, whereas closest to the high pressure and sunshine over the southern part of England and Wales here. So generally the bulk of England and Wales looking not too bad. Then with the high pressure centred over Scotland, through the following 7 day period, we're in a drier than normal regime here, which is good news, of course. And then even week 3, which takes us out to the end of June, beginning of July, we're not really seeing much in the way of wetter than normal conditions. So I do think if we can get through this week and manage to escape a lot of the weather that's coming in off the Atlantic, certainly across the northern half of the UK, if we can get through that, then we will enter a much better pattern, I think, through the second half of June overall. Still early days, we're only on the 10th of June. And I think once we hit the middle part of the month onwards, that's when we're going to see better weather once again. In terms of 2 meter temperature anomalies, let's go back once again to the upcoming work week, and you can see here that it is indicating warmer than normal for the southern half of the continent. Now you notice that here, the southwestern half of the continent, very warm compared to normal. Spain, by the way, is likely to see the first 40. If not today, it will be probably tomorrow and then the Monday. But given this setup with strong ridge of high pressure over the southwestern half of Europe, low pressure to the north and west of the UK, not only are we seeing high pressure and lots of strong sunshine, but we're also picking up a kind of southerly airflow with the interaction of the Atlantic low, sorry, and the high over France and over the Mediterranean basin here. So we're going to have a little bit of an added oomph to the heat with winds coming in off Africa over Spain. We're likely to be talking the low 40s, I think, through the upcoming 7 day period here. Then, of course, with the high pressure repositioning further north, still above normal across Iberia, but we're now starting to go above normal across Scotland, England, and Ireland overall. Even in the week 3, it looks as if it's going to be warmer than normal across the board here. So it does look as if the upcoming 7 day period may be a little bit disappointing if you live in Scotland and Ireland in particular. But we're off to a fairly sustained spell of decent weather across the southern part of the British Isles. There is the GFS indicating that a system comes up from the south during Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That may bring some a bit of a break in the decent weather, but I think it's going to come all hammering back. Lots of sunshine, lots of warmth once that system clears off. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great Saturday and a great weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.